What's going on, hockey friends? We are back, and today we are diving into one of the most controversial debates I've seen in quite some time. We'll be discussing who deserves to win the Hart Trophy. I'll be going over the players that we've seen talked about the most, and in the end, hopefully we'll have some sort of answer. This is a debate that I've seen turn ugly on several occasions on social media, so if you're going to discuss it in the comments, I'm asking you to keep it civil. Alright, let's get right into it. And before we start talking about the players, we need to go over the definition for the Hart Trophy because it's something I feel like a lot of people forget when discussing this award, and according to the NHL, it reads like this. The Hart Memorial Trophy is an annual award given to the player judged to be the most valuable to his team. The winner is selected in a poll of the Professional Hockey Writers Association in all NHL cities at the end of the regular season. So, most valuable player to his team, not best player or most outstanding player in the league. We have a different award for that. This is just the most valuable player to his team, which makes you wonder how a team would do without this player. So let's look at the players that are being talked about the most and discuss how valuable they are to their team. So probably the most controversial pick, because on one side you have the Leafs fans who will tell you he's the best player in the world and that it's not up for debate at all. And then you have the rest of the league who basically disagrees. I'm kind of in the middle. Now, how important and valuable is Matthews to the Toronto Maple Leafs? He's obviously their best player. He's got an insane goal scoring record, he's amazing on both ends of the ice, and he's the player that leads by example, and he can just take control of a game. I find it hard to argue against Matthews winning it, but you have to take into consideration that the Leafs are actually good. Well, at least in the regular season they are. But they are one of the best teams in the league, so what would happen if you removed Matthews from their lineup? The short answer is a lot would happen. Sure, Tavares, Marner, Nylander and Morgan Rielly would probably step up and the Leafs would still be a playoff team, but Matthews' contribution is elite. Do you think Michael Bunting is having the season he's having without Matthews? Matthews has scored 20% of all the Leafs goals this season. Draisaitl is around the same percentage as is Kreider and Ovechkin, but Matthews is leaps and bounds ahead of these guys when it comes to goals scored at even strength. And when it comes to expected goals percentage and defensive metrics, as you can see with the JFresh player card, Matthews is even further ahead. He's also breaking records and is just insanely good. With Matthews, the eye test doesn't lie, the analytics doesn't lie, and Toronto would be a worse team without Matthews. Yes, they would still be a good team, but they wouldn't be as good, and goals scored is a pretty valuable metric. Remove all of his goals and they would be in a worse position, so he's definitely one of the MVPs, but you have to put his importance to the Leafs in relation to the other nominees or candidates, whatever, before you make your mind up. So let's take a look at that next candidate. Well, just like Leafs fans will tell you Matthews is the clear and obvious winner, Rangers fans will tell you the same with Igor Shesterkin, and I can't blame them. Shesterkin is having an unbelievable year. 32 goals. That's the number of goals saved above expected that Shesterkin has saved this season. That's insane. He's been carrying the Rangers this season, and look, I'm kind of jealous because you've gone from having Henrik Lundqvist to Igor Shesterkin, and that's just unfair. But Shesterkin has been a god in net this season, and the Rangers wouldn't be anywhere as good or high in the standings as they are this season without him. How valuable is he to the Rangers? Very. And I said it's hard to argue against Matthews, but it's probably even harder to argue against Shesterkin. The Rangers have gone from being a non-playoff team to challenging for top of the Metropolitan Division, and it's thanks to Shesterkin. If we look at the Rangers as a team on 5-on-5, and this team card is courtesy again of JFresh, they should be 17th worst in the league for goals against, but in reality they're 4th. This is thanks to Igor Shesterkin. And this is what the Hart Trophy is for. The most valuable player to his team, and if we remove Shesterkin, the Rangers are worse off than Toronto would be without Matthews. Are Shesterkin's numbers sustainable over several seasons? Probably not. But the Hart Trophy isn't about sustainability over a 3-year period. It's about this season and this season only. And in that case, Shesterkin has been the most valuable player. If he falls off next year, so be it. But that doesn't matter because it's about this season, and that means I would probably vote for Shesterkin if I had a vote, but I don't. But the Hart Trophy is 3 nominees, and we have 2 already, so who would be third? I think there are 7 players that all have a realistic chance, and you could make a compelling argument for each of them. Some stronger than others, but still an argument. We already talked about Matthews and Shesterkin, so there's another 5 guys, and they are Connor McDavid, Johnny Gaudreau, Jonathan Huberdeau, Kirill Kaprizov, and Roman Josi. Yeah, this is a very competitive year, and you will make people upset regardless, but yeah, let's talk about each of them. Connor McDavid is the best player in the world and should win the Ted Lindsay Award for the most outstanding player, but I feel like we're suffering from voter fatigue or something because McDavid should be a Hart nominee every year, and he's probably winning the Hart draws with an insane points record, and he's just incredible. But it feels like people think McDavid and Draisaitl cancel themselves out because they play on the same team, and how can you assess their importance and value to their team then? This is what makes this year so tough, because in a different season you would have McDavid and Draisaitl penned in as nominees before the season even begun. But I feel like this season, guys like Shesterkin are showing their value more than McDavid and Draisaitl. It could also be based on the fact that Matthews has more goals and assists at even strength and has better defensive metrics, which I think are fair arguments, and like I said earlier, goals are more valuable than secondary assists. I don't know, it's tough, and like I said, this could be a symptom of voter fatigue and maybe us hockey fans wanting a new shiny toy or something. And then we have Jonathan Huberdeau. When the NHL tweeted what the writers had voted for in the Hart Trophy tracker, Huberdeau was top, and the replies, they were something. A lot of people were upset, and I mean, I can kinda see why. Huberdeau is amazing and I really like him, but the Panthers are very good and could very well win the President's Trophy. But they have so many good players and is a ridiculously deep team that gets a lot of, here we go again, secondary scoring. But when Huberdeau isn't on the ice, they're not really struggling. Huberdeau is an amazing hockey player and his points record is insane, but he's not the most valuable player in the league, and honestly, I think Alexander Barkov is a better player, so yeah. But we also have Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau, or as I like to call him, Johnny 5-on-5 monster, because yeah, he's amazing on 5-on-5 and he actually leads the league in scoring on 5-on-5 and in primary assists. So he's having a career year, and when you lead the league in 5-on-5 scoring, you must be one of the most valuable players, right? It's also not a coincidence that his line mates Elias Lindholm and Matthew Tkachuk are having career seasons. Personally, I think Gaudreau has a stronger case to win the Hart than Huberdeau. And you can't forget Kirill Kaprizov and Roman Josi, who are both having insane seasons and are obviously their team's most important players, and they deserve to be in the conversation as well. I love Kaprizov, and Roman Josi might hit 100 points, which in any other season would probably be a slam dunk for the Hart and the Norris, because those are Bob Orr numbers. But like I said, I feel like this season is more competitive than ever, and you have to look at the whole picture. And when I look at the Rangers, who are one of the top teams in the league, but not very good when it comes to their analytics, I find it hard to look past Igor Shesterkin. I can totally see the arguments for McDavid or Gaudreau or Josi or, even Sidney Crosby, but to me, the way Shesterkin has just proved himself over the season and how he's carrying that team makes me think he should win it. With every award, and especially this year with the Hart, I feel like a lot of people fall victim to recency bias, and I think it's happening with Shesterkin. Sure, he may have fallen off a bit, but that doesn't change the wonders he's worked this season. Just because you're bad in a few games in March or April doesn't take away what you did in December, for example. We look at the entire season, and Matthews has been incredible, and I'm not denying that, but for me, Shesterkin has simply just been more valuable to the Rangers' success this season. But the reality is that I don't have a horse in this race. If Matthews wins it, fine. If McDavid wins it, fine. If any other player wins it, that's also fine. I'm not overly obsessed with who wins an individual award. If you want to look back at someone's season and be nostalgic about it, you'll still feel that way regardless if they got an award for that. Just because Stamkos didn't get the Hart in 2012 doesn't mean you can't look back at that season and be amazed at the 60 goals he scored. And there you have it, guys, my submission to the raging Hart Trophy debate. Let me know in the comments what you think, please keep it civil, and if you made it this far into the video, first of all, thank you for watching, and chances are you might be a new subscriber, because the support recently on the channel has been, it's been crazy. So I just want to say thank you for all the support recently. It really does mean a lot, and we hit 1,000 subscribers last week, which is really exciting. So I have a lot of stuff planned. It's just about finding time to record it, and I'm happy to announce actually a little Easter egg if you made it this far. I'm going to Montreal in the summer. I'm gonna go to the draft, which is gonna be a lot of fun. And now I'm just rambling. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and I will see you in the next one.